Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Yokai, and this is going to be the monthly news video, and this one's going to be for April. So it's going to be the 26th of April, which is the last Monday of the month. I am actually currently making this both on the 22nd and 23rd. So obviously, if any more information comes up near the end of the month where some new information comes out that I do not put in this video, I'll make a follow-up video if I find out the information in time. But if not, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm sure I'll figure it out or say something about it later. Anyways, let's get into it. So the first one is going to be the high grade Dagger L. Now, a lot of these are actually going to be repeats from some of the previous news videos, but that's because this time around it's because they launched during this month. So a lot of the repeat ones that you're hearing is not because I forgot about you know me talking about them before. It's because this time around, this is their month of release, so this is going to be them coming out this month. And remember, all this information is gathered from Gundam.info. So if you want to look at their site, there will be a link in the description. You can go there and check out their site and look at more pictures that I don't use in the video and check out more information on the kit itself. All I like to tell you, of course, is the grade, the kit, give you some kind of opinion on it, and then tell you when it comes out and how and what price it's going to be. So this one came out April 10th of this year, so obviously it's out by now. And it was 1,320 Japanese yen, so probably around 13 bucks, somewhere around there. It's a pretty standard, grunt, high grade kit, so it's nothing really too spectacular. There is some information that it is actually compatible with the Jet Striker and L Striker packs, but of course those are separate probably in other kits or by themselves. Then we have some SD stuff. So now we have some more SD World Heroes kits that are coming out or have already come out. Of course, we have the Buster Gundam. This one came out April 17th, 2021, and is 660 Japanese yen, so about somewhere around $6. And it looks really cool. It's one of the most epic looking suits I've seen when it comes to SD. Like it is so cool looking. I really love the picture of the motorcycle. Like it just looks sick, man. Um, then another one from SD World Heroes, and this one is the Gundam Epion. He came out the 17th, and he's 770 yen, and he also looks really cool. Like the Epion he looks so sick. He looks like a samurai. Like he just looks badass. Um, Definitely one of the ones I'd be interested in getting personally. SD World Heroes Impulse Gundam. This one is 660 yen and came out on the 17th of this year. He also looks really cool. One of the few, not there's a handful, but there's not too many kits that come with like staff style weapons. There are some, of course, that come with longer weapons, but there's only a handful of them really, compared to all of the kits that exist. There's really not that many, so that's really cool. And then he has this like orange different mode. It just looks really cool, like some kind of lion. And we have a SD Sengokuden kit. This one's going to be Crossbone Gundam. This one looks so badass. April 17th, and it's 770 yen. And I can't begin to tell you how much I love this Crossbone Gundam. Like, the Crossbone Gundam is already just such an amazing looking kit, but having him look like this in SD form, he just looks even more badass. Like, I don't know how it's possible, but they made him look even cooler, in my opinion. But that's just me. Then another SD Sokokuden kit, the Wing Gundam. He came out the 17th of this month, 880 yen. He also looks really cool. Now, of course, some of these pictures are going to be pretty much the same because I talked about them in past news videos. And the only reason why they're coming up again this time is because, this is their launch window. But I noticed that some of these pictures are a little different. Like the quality of the kit itself is different. And I think what it is because the pictures from a few months ago or a month ago, they hadn't put all of the work into the kit to make it look the best that they could. And it seems like this time around they did a lot more work on the kit to make it look even better. Because, they want it to look as good as possible. So the pictures you see typically aren't what you actually get out of the box. You have to do extra work to get that. Another SD Saikokuden kit, and this one is the Gundam Death Scythe, which just looks so badass. April 17th, 770 yen. I'm not the biggest fan of Gundam Wing, but it does have some really cool looking suits. And I gotta admit, the Death Scythe is one of the most epic looking suits in Gundam history. And he looks so, like, just evil and badass in this show. Uh, that he just looks so cool. Definitely one of the ones I would go after, but that's just me. Another SD Saikokuden kit. This one is the Master Gundam. Came out on the 17th of this month and is 770 yen. He actually looks really cool too, and I like the Master Gundam because it's from G Gundam, and I absolutely think G Gundam is a fantastic show, way better than people give it credit for. And because of that, I am really interested in the Master Gundam. And he also looks really cool. And the fact that they gave him an axe is kind of silly to me because, he was like a martial artist, so it really doesn't make sense for him to have any weapons. But that's just, I guess, to make it more fun to build for kids. Now we have the Master Grade Gan. He came out this month on the 17th. And it's 4,730 yen. So probably around 47 bucks or so. Now, I did talk about him not too long ago. I'm going to try and show some different pictures this time. And I think he looks pretty cool. I mean, he's from Gundam Seed, and Seed has some of the coolest looking designs, in my opinion. But my only problem with this particular suit is I'm surprised it took so long for a Master Grade Gan to come out. Now, there might be an older version that I'm not aware of, but as far as I know, this is the first one, and I find that to be really surprising, considering how popular Seed is in Japan. Now, I know outside of Japan, Seed is kind of made fun of and ridiculed, but in Japan, it's one of the biggest Gundam shows that there actually is, even to this day. Or at least, that's how it comes across. Now we have the high-grade Universal Century XI Gundam, or 11th Gundam. I'm not sure really what it's supposed to be, but it's in the new Hathaway movie, so they'll probably tell us how to say it then. I'm sure it's simple, but I'm just stupid. I don't know how to say it, but that's what it looks like to me as 11 Gundam, or 11th, which doesn't really make any sense, but I'm sure it's something else. Because, you have the freaking, it's called the New Gundam, but it has a V for its logo. But then you have the Victory Gundam, which also has a V for its logo. That stuff's just really confusing. I wish they wouldn't do that for Gundam names. But this one looks okay. I mean, it's not something I particularly would like, because to me, this design is just it's too overly complicated. There's too much design noise. It's too angular. There's too much stuff going on. I'm sure it's a great kit. I mean, I believe, it's a high grade, so it's going to be pretty solid. They usually are pretty good. But I just don't think that this one would really have that much hype for me, personally. I'm sure other people would be different, but I'm cool. I'm cool with not getting it. Then we have the high grade 11th Gundam and Penelope. Gundam's funnel missile effect set. Now, I believe this one has both. It has both of them. I believe it has both kits plus two bases to hold the kits, and then it has the effect parts. So this one, it's up there. Now this one technically isn't out yet. It comes out on April 24th. Uh, but it comes with 17,380 yen. So in just like 2 more days, this Sunday, no, this Saturday, be on the lookout for this kit. We'll be launching at that time. So just keep an eye out for it if you're really interested in those two kits in particular. Like I said, I'm not. I don't find really either one of these to be that good looking, but that's just me. I feel like there's too much noise. They're too bulky. They're too big. They're not attractive to the eye, at least in my opinion. SD Seikokuden, another kit of those, and this is the Victory Gundam. As I said before, it just has the V, and this one comes out also on April 24th, at 880 yen. So in just 2 days, it'll be out, and it looks really good. It looks really good in this SD like Chinese Dynasty Warriors style. I think it looks cool, but it's not one that I personally would rush out to get. But that's just because that's how I am. I'm not that interested in this particular kit personally. It's just kind of bland compared to some of the other SD Sekokuden kits that there's available. But not all of them are going to be bangers. SD Seikokuden God Gundam, which this one looks freaking insane. Like, holy shit, I want this one so bad. I love the God Gundam. Now, in case you're wondering, in America he's called the Burning Gundam, but it's the same. It's the same suit. They just changed the name because of Christians, but it's a really cool looking suit. He comes out on the April 24th, and it's 770 yen. He just looks really good. So he's only going to be about $7, maybe a little more, give or take. But yeah, he looks really cool. Definitely one of my favorites and one of the ones I'd go after. SD Seikokuden, this is another Unicorn Gundam. Looks pretty cool. Actually, it does look really, really tight, and it's the Unicorn, so it always looks pretty badass. Definitely one of the ones I'd probably keep on my list of kits to get. And then we have, I believe, a set of two. Yeah, it's another SD Seikokuden kit with the GN Archer and another Gundam, but I don't recognize that name. Hold on, let me figure out what kit that is. I'll be right back. Arteme is the name, I believe. I don't recognize this particular suit, but I think it's because it's from one of the mangas from Double O. But I could be mistaken. It could be from the show. I just don't recognize it. I could be. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong too. I really do not remember that suit at all. But they do look really cool, and them being bards makes it even better. They come out April 24th and are 770 yen. In case I didn't say that earlier, they do look really cool. So this would be another one I would want to get. These would definitely be on my list of things to grab. So that's the end, actually, of this particular section of, or this particular page of Gundam News. So I'll be right back with some more. So here we go. There's a few more on the next page, and this one, of course, are going to be like the special limited versions or special editions. Um, these are actually going to be Gundam-based limited items, and also some special event items. Possibly you could win it if you went to any of these events. Unfortunately, I can't go, and most Americans can't go because, of the COOF, and then Japan's probably still on lockdown, so you can't get into the country really. even if you could afford to go, just to go to these events to try and get one of these kits. So what I tell you here when it comes to price is probably going to be wrong in about, I don't know, about 2 to 3 months. They'll probably jump up in price like you wouldn't believe, because that's what happens with special edition kits. Anyways, this top one here is the Master Grade Gundam Base Limited Freedom Gundam version 2.0 silver coating. Holy shit, he looks badass. I've never been a big fan of these like different versions of kits, but I love the Freedom Gundam, and I would get this if I could. 9,900 Japanese yen, which is a price. Damn, that's a price. Basically, that'd be probably around 99 US dollars, maybe 100, give or take. So you're looking at about $100 for this special edition kit. But basically, he looks really cool, and that's pretty much the point of it. He just looks really cool. But really, if you want Master Grade 2.0 Freedom Gundam, just get the 2.0. Just get the standard version, because it's like $45. Like, it's not even that expensive for a Master Grade. And the other limited edition item we have is the Real Grade, not Victory Gundam, New Gundam Clear Color. 4,620 yen is the price. So he's about $46 or so. And he's also available now, just like the other kit. But, of course, you have to go to those special events or spend an arm and a leg to try and get there and back with it, or just order it online, which, of course, would also cost you an arm and a leg, especially if you wait a while. So if you want these, you gotta jump on them. They both look fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of special edition versions, but these do look really cool. And basically, this is just the same thing as the regular kit. It's just a different color, and it's like a special event thing. So this one's clear, so you can like see through it and see its frame and stuff. That is pretty cool, but that's about it. Nothing too spectacular. And I do believe that ends the news for Gunpla this month. Let me check and make sure. Yeah, that's all of them for this month when it comes to Gunpla news. The rest is just the rest of the notices are just for the day they release on, so that you know that they're available. So we're just gonna move on to anime news. So, like I expected, there was no news on any new anime announcements or releases. Um, so there's no anime news for this month. So we'll move on to video games. So yeah, again, no new video game news on GundamInfo.com. So there's no news for that either. But I do actually have a little bit of news that I'm going to add near the at the end of this section that actually has nothing to do with these, but I feel like I should go over it because it's still Gundam related. So, the other information I wanted to talk about was the announcement that Netflix is going to be making the live action Gundam movie. Now, the guy who directed it is the same guy who directs the movie Kong Skull Island, which I actually saw yesterday for the first time, and it's a really good movie. So I'm kind of happy with the director, but the writer is still that Brian guy I mentioned in my video for what would be the best Gundam anime to turn into a live action movie, and I'm really not happy with that guy. But that's really the only information we really have on the film, is that Netflix picked it up and they're going to be doing it, and we got a director finally. So that's really all the information we have. Now on that one, you can go to several different sites to find the information. Oddly enough, Gundam Info doesn't have it, so you can't go there. But you can just look it up and find other places that do.